we have something to talk about today. We have the Tigerism Sun Wukong or Monkey King. Stick around, we need to talk about this IEM. There is a lot to talk about. You either are going to love or hate this IEM. Let's hope you love it. Stick around. Welcome back to Thrift Shop. Glad you stopped in. Hope you just want to sit back, relax, find out maybe if this IEM's for you. If you're a music lover, you need to know, should I buy this? Is it interesting? Where should I go? Let's figure that out. We got to talk about it. All right, so this is my second Tigerism IEM. I think I had the last one was the Helianthus, if I said that correctly. Beautiful IEM, around $500. This unit, though, is $750, so it is not cheap. It's not going to be your $50, $100 IEM that you're just going to kind of blind buy. You're going to try to figure out if this is something that you should buy and therefore move forward with purchasing or trialing somewhere. I always suggest you try the unit first if you can before you blind buy, because it may or may not be for you. It could be a function of your source components that you're listening to. Maybe it's a DAC, maybe it's a desktop headphone amplifier. It could be at your DAC, and these things are really critical when it comes to matching the IEM to your system components. So with that, we got to talk about these IEMs. Absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to try to drop some photos in so you can really see these things. So they have a cat's face on them. You're getting a metal shell IEM. 2-pin connection. We need to talk about the cable. You see a little venting hole there. A 14.2 millimeter dynamic driver. So this thing has a massive dynamic driver, and most people assume bass. This thing has great bass, but that's not. It's going to be a story, so you got to stick around. Again, this is not the cable that comes with it. This happens to be from the AFOL Performer 8. And we got to talk about why I'm using this cable in a little bit. But these things are actually great. So you're getting a semi-custom fit there. Out of metal. This is not resin. I don't know if they 3D printed these or machined them, but it's pretty cool to get this shape out of metal. Hence, you're paying $750, so you're getting something pretty special for your money. Kind of important. It is 44 ohms, which is really cool. So I get tired of the IEMs that are sitting around 10 ohms because you're right at the limit of the impedance output of your source components, that being 8 or 10 times a multiple of the output. And that can impact your frequency response. So when something's sitting at 32 ohms or 44 ohms, absolutely great. You don't have to worry about your frequency response. Even the cable, when you're down at 8 or 10 ohms, can really impact your frequency response. So it's good that these are higher impedance, 14.2 millimeter dynamic drivers. Absolutely wonderful. We got to talk about what's in the box. We got to talk about the cable. So you're getting this cool box. You're getting a monkey arm. And when these first came in, I had no idea. I didn't realize that Sun Wukong meant Monkey King, so I was a little bit dumbfounded. But for $750, you're not getting the most glamorous of, I guess, unboxing experiences. Certainly, this is, obviously sent to me as a loaner from A-Post. All thoughts and opinions are mine. They didn't tell me anything to say otherwise. A-Post is great, and I highly suggest if you are going to purchase this, go to A-Post. If you don't like it, you can send it back. They do the best customer service, and that's why I like using them. You do get a nice gray synthetic leather case. I'm assuming it's synthetic leather. It smells a little, if you're into perfumes, maybe animalic. So kind of smells like poop. Anyways, so it's hard to tell if it's real leather or fake because of that smell. It actually could be real. Again, I don't know if this comes standard, but you're getting what appears to be different kind of like spin fit looking. I don't know if they're actual spin fits or what brand these are. Again, I don't know if these are just samples that are sent along with these kind of loaner units, or if these are the originals, but I'm using mediums. That seems to work for me. Everything's fine. Your IEMs go there, so great. And we'll put that back there. And the cable is the same that came with the Helianthus, which is this really cool black cable. It has this kind of, I don't know if I would call it Art Deco, but you're getting this kind of gold glitter within the black. Really cool. The problem is, I'll pop up a picture. The ends are made for recessed 2-pin connections, and the IEMs themselves are not basically recessed here, if I can get that. So you have a flush mount there, and you have a recess here. Whoops. So it really doesn't work out to use this cable. There's nothing wrong. I mean, it's gonna work. It's gonna be fine. It sits off and gives you this weird offset where this metal should be kind of connected there. It's not gonna break or fail, but I think for 750 bucks, they should have this recessed, this pocketed in, be seamless, because this is a really nice cable. You're getting metal connectors. You're getting a nice Y splitter, cinch right there. The only kind of downside here is that the cable comes in, it's kind of hollow in there. It could have been filled in and nice, but 4.4 millimeter balanced. The cable is actually really nice. Nothing wrong with this cable at all. It's just that the end should have been better mated to the IEMs. Therefore, that's why I'm using the awful performer P8 here cable, which I really like. This kind of braided cable. This personally is my kind of weight, I guess, and style and braid for me. Just cool. Otherwise, cables don't matter that much unless it's low impedance. Not a big deal. So yeah, that's it. 750 bucks. You're getting this case. You're getting all this stuff. And the important thing is, how does it sound? I'm going to pop up a frequency response graph. I don't know who measured it. Someone did. I took it from squig.link. If you are not familiar, if you're going to buy an IEM, I highly suggest, because you can go compare. If you have an IEM and you want to know what a different one sounds like, go look at frequency response. Frequency response graphs are not everything, people, but damn well better believe they're going to indicate something for you. So just pay attention. You know, especially you A-type personalities hanging out there. Those who don't subscribe to any channel and just watch everything for free. Yeah, that's you, buddy. Anyways, so if you like let's call it a V-shaped, vocal-focused kind of IEM. That's how I would describe this. So typically a V-shape would mean that you have a lot of treble and a lot of bass, and everything is sucked out in the middle. This is slightly different. So the V-shape in this is basically you have very high vocals and you have very, I would say, adequate bass. It's not even as high as the vocals. So it's just this vocal-centric kind of V-shaped sound signature. You have tremendous bass extension with this. I'm guessing you're probably getting 8 or 9 dB over baseline bass boost. And it goes all the way to about 300 hertz. So you're getting great mid-bass drum hits. You're getting good deep bass. If you're listening to rap, I actually don't listen to a lot, but Kendrick Lamar is one of these bands, or that I started listening to with Not Like Us. I'll pop up a picture. Absolutely great. Starts with "I see dead people," just like that movie, and absolutely just catches your attention. And then the riffs behind is great. This IEM is great for hip hop or rap, and we'll explain why a little bit later. But you have extremely deep bass. You can hear the 808 bass kind of dropping in. The vocals come out crystal clear. They are not a little bit poppy, if that makes sense. They're not going to offend you in any way, but they are going to be kind of in your face. So it's going to be mid-centric, right in the middle of the kind of soundstage. Is going to be, it's going to be forward. But guitars come in, and then because this unit has kind of a pretty high peanut gain, bringing in those vocals, There's also a secondary peak around 3.8K that makes guitars kind of pop out of nowhere. And you can kind of, I don't know, make it feel a little bit weird, I guess. I'm not even sure the words to use for this, but not natural is the best way to describe it. And I think that's cool. When you listen to an IEM and it's not the same as everything else, I get tired of this, you know, everyone trying to tune towards basically the Harman tuning. And fundamentally, it's like everyone trying to make a Mona Lisa. And you get tired of everything that comes out. If you're an art lover, you'd say, I don't want to see any more Mona Lisas, right? I am tired of that. I don't care if you colored the background a little bit different color. I am tired of that shit. Give me something different. Give me a landscape. That is what Tigerism has done with this IEM. They have given you something a little bit different, a little esoteric flavor for $750. This might be something that may be in the $1,500 or $2,000 range for some of the, you know, kind of esoteric kind of brands that are doing that in the high end. You're getting that for $750. It's not your cookie cutter harmonish kind of tuning. And that's what's cool about this, because after you get past 3.8K, basically the treble falls away. There are some peaks and dips, but fundamentally what you're getting is almost the loss of the harmonics. You know, what happens in the treble area, but especially past kind of, you know, that 8K kind of peak that happens to be on this, are going to be harmonics. So, you know, resonance kind of feelings go away. So you're going to hear the pluck of the guitar. You're not necessarily going to hear the decay of the guitar, which is really cool. And this gives you kind of a center blob and then two blobs off to the side from a soundstage standpoint. And it's pretty cool. I was listening to Chris Cornell's Seasons, and it's kind of cool. I mean, his vocals come through. They're not as gritty, I guess. You know, he has this very kind of etched kind of vocals, which I absolutely fall in love with. Sometimes when you have too much kind of treble again in these harmonics and the vocals that can come across, you can hear how etched and cracky his voice is, even though he's one of the best. He was one of the best absolute vocalists I love. But he had a certain, I don't know, graininess to his voice that drew you in, and this kind of smooths that out because you don't have those harmonics, and but the guitars, they're just so off to the side, and his vocals are in front of you, and you just kind of fall in love. Listening to the Beatles, my favorite song from them is Let It Be, or is Get Back, actually, but on the Let It Be album. And listen to actually Let It Be, which guitar, or not guitar, a lot of piano. And that sounds absolutely perfect. Again, you're not hearing kind of what we call the overall resonances of the piano, but you're getting the initial, you know, tap of the keys kind of thing. And then Get Back just sounded like one of the best. I also listened to Neil Young. It was Old Man, I believe, and absolutely fell in love. So this is one of these weird kind of IEMs. I don't like it with like Rage Against the Machine. So I like metal, I like rock. I did not like it with metal and rock. I think this is best paired for if you like singer-songwriter, you like kind of the older, maybe you like Yes, maybe you like Neil Young, maybe you like, which is weird for both Neil Young and I feel for the Beatles, because they are mixed very warm. You know, obviously back then they were using tube amps and, you know, tube microphone kind of devices. So everything is kind of this warmish. If you play it on a very clean system, it comes off very warm. If you have a warm system, then it gets too warm. So it's kind of weird how you have this kind of warm sound signature as IEM, and it doesn't come across warm. And I think it's because you don't have that treble, and I don't know. It's just this weird phenomenon with this IEM that just makes it sound terrific for me. I love it because it's different. It's not cookie cutter Mona Lisa crap anymore. It's actually something different. I think it's absolutely cool. $750. I think this is an absolute steal. You're getting metal ear cups. You know, I wanted to show this against, I guess this is the Elysian Audio Pilgrim here, and you have the Tigerism Monkey King. So you can see even the shape. There's a lot more shaping going on with this for 750 bucks. This is more of a standard kind of generic shell. You know, very reference kind of tuning here. Safe, right? It's maybe playing it too safe. You know, maybe more people want this because it is safe. That's perfectly fine. I own this because it's safe. It also is a sound signature that is like the Performer 8 that I love. You know, but there's different kind of things that you want to listen to. And I fall in love with this with hip hop rap. I don't know why, but it just sounds absolutely great with hip hop rap. I think just because it doesn't have a lot of treble. And singer-songwriter, just because how kind of these guitars just come out of nowhere and give you this kind of sound. So I highly recommend, if you are going to buy this, you head over to APOS, you purchase it. It's an affiliate link. It costs you nothing. It helps out the channel grow. You know, every dollar counts when you make nothing. So all you deadbeats out there, like, subscribe, help out this channel, and we'll be back. Have a blessed day. Peace.